Sorry we got cut off because I ran out of time. Anyway, we were at tasks becoming more complex as planning time is taken away and us not knowing how much of the time was taken away, and that being a very critical piece of what makes tasks more complex and mirroring the real world. So another important task complexity that wasn't shown in the DVD and our learning and exploring learner languages was reasoning. None of the tasks challenged Jean to perform complex intentional reasoning for her tasks. So adding a task of this level of cognitive complexity would complete the hierarchy of task complexity. That's what we're missing to really get to the top of the hierarchies, to show us the breadth of Jean's skills. So some of the learner variables that we could consider here, and I go into more detail in my paper about what the different affective variables are, etc. But some of them to consider for Jean is that it was interesting how in the jigsaw tasks she seemed more nervous and timid and used less language with her sister than in the interview task and in the retell when she was talking to the instructor, who was an accommodating speaker to her and asked her questions in a language that she could understand. And the jigsaw task and task where she was talking with her sister Katrin, she seemed to hold back, and I'm wondering if that's because Katrin is a little more advanced and confident in her English. So that'll bring us to the conclusion. Sequencing tasks should be scaffolding up to mimic real-world tasks. So apart from the traditional pedagogical building upon complexity in language tasks, we're talking about sequencing scaffolds that are complex and mimicking real world, so we can control for the amount of planning time that our learners have, the number of participants in an activity, the opportunities that they have to control the learner interactions, and the familiarity with the type of task that they're using. So the more you change the type of task, the more complex it's going to be. When we're doing oral versus written sequencing, this is an area that we need to explore more, but we as in people in our field, more research is needed. What we do know is that the importance of harnessing writing and increasing not only accuracy but fluency and language complexity is clear, so teachers should further examine their writing sequences as development bridges. So that is like the key bridge to oral accuracy. And at the heart of sequencing our tasks, we always got to return to our learners. So each learner is coming from a different background, their own schema, including familiarity of a certain type of tasks, a set of anxieties and aptitudes. So start by sequencing your syllabus as we always do, but then we need to take into consideration the needs of the learner. What kind of English do they need? What abilities do they already have and their aptitudes, and then target the sequences of each specific task, scaling up from the simple pedagogic ones to those mimicking real-world situations that include variables such as time pressure and reasoning skills in play there. So that was my research, and here are my references. I love anything written by Swires, and that Peter Robinson book had everything you needed to know about task complexity, and it has over 12 chapters, so there's a lot to learn from there. Thank you so much for listening. Hope everyone has a great end of the semester. Bye!